Yeah, fair enough. Let me know if the audio's good then. All
Sounds
right.
good.
All right.
Alright,
So
so
where we last left off, I had just been approached by an Eternal Empire person, and I am about to get some news involving a duel. Don't worry about that. That's going to be revealed. I don't know anything. Literally, I was saving myself for marriage. Let's go.
Dylan, I believe we can both agree when Anduli describes the duel, he'll be screaming at the top of his lungs.
alrighty. So in my notes I have that we left off with you talking to a midget, a man who would sell himself for money for the children, and a bald man named John.
The Ugnaught, the fucking dude from from the armor area, and the fucking Eternal Empire guy who's curious what the fuck is going on with the money.
Correct. So, if I'm not mistaken, you gave out
1 million credits to the orphanage and 200,000 to him.
yes, and I don't exactly have written down why you gave out. You just told him to not work for whatever he was doing, if I'm not
I didn't
mistaken.
tell him shit. I didn't say anything. I talked to the armorer about giving this guy money, and I gave the armorer money to give to him.
Here it is. Yes. Okay. I'm so surprised how you spend so much money in such a short amount of time.
I had 3 million credits. I'm
Don't
not gonna
worry,
keep
Dylan,
that
I'll
just
be
for
doing it
myself.
much more.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about to get so much more because I'm about to go and do my final missions for smuggling. There's gonna be so much money in my pockets. And I also have a 1 million credit per month restaurant, not even being run by me. I just own the place. I've got too much money, my friend.
All right. So looking at this, I still couldn't find a map that would actually have everything that we need, and I couldn't make one because what I used to make them, uh, not very good.
Oh, so that's what the issues were then?
That was the main issue that I had.
Hmm.
So I have obviously the Helska maps and all of that, but
All
I
right.
don't have.
All right. Okay, hear me out. First Helska, then Tatooine. From Helska, I'm going to bring a giant fucking block of ice to Tatooine.
I think I have and all.
Eh? Anyway, but continuing on.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, you are on the planet of Coruscant. You are
What?
just between. Say what?
Wait, hold on. What planet? I thought we were on a space station.
Course. Oh, yeah. Nope. You're right. I'm looking at it now. You're right. You're kind of like a little space dock area sector.
Space Bazaar. I'm up in the motherfucking Space Bazaar.
So yep, you are west as well as the Idean Way
Yes.
literally the intersection of both trade routes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we last left off John, the Eternal Empire man, has probably about a dozen crossed out gang tattoos, syndicate tattoos, some ranging from the Red Dawn to the Black Sun
Oh shit, I still
to
have it listed as Zomboid. Hold on.
how do you? Oh boy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I know I should check this to begin with. I didn't even think about it.
Good. Someone's gonna. Huh? This is a Zomboid.
Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go.
Oh. So you see John, the man with probably about a dozen gang tattoos, sort of scribbled out on tattoo. and then you have EE on his left cheek, and he is bald. He'll tell you he has hair. He's bald.
My
So
arms are going to move from my hips and triumph and slowly go into cross. And I'm going to say, hello. Hello, what do you require?
You want to rephrase that?
No, that's what I'm doing. Was that not in voice? Did I fuck up my voice?
It sounded like, remember you had those moments where your voice goes very high pitch?
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it sounded like that.
Okay, let me try and baritone this a little bit.
Yeah, I said that because I know your character has a deeper voice.
Hello.
And apparently Dylan's dying of something.
Yeah. Is you okay, Dylan?
Oh no, he is deafened, so we'll find out.
Okay. Okay, I need to get back into character. I think I slipped out of it during that conversation. We don't all talk like that. There we go. Okay. We don't all talk like that. That's the key phrase for the character. I always have a key phrase.
Why were you coughing? Because I heard the wheezing.
Are you good, man?
First I was laughing at the voice.
Oh, so I was right. I thought in my head, is he laughing or is he dying? There's no between.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. It's gonna be a comedic moment. There might be animations of it. I hope if I ever get big enough. Anyway, hello. What do you need? I say with my arms crossed.
Kind of looks at you, looks at the blacksmith. Is this the man who paid my kids' tuition?
It is indeed.
He just like shush. Man speak. As he just kind of looks over to the blacksmith, and the blacksmith's like, "Dude, you just shushed the man who was willing to give you like 200,000.
Oh please, it's of no harm to me. I care not."
The blacksmith looks at you as like, okay, look, you have money to throw around, but you dropped like 1 million credits on an orphanage you've never heard of. How do you know I'm not just going to steal the money?
You know, I would care. But then I think about it. I heard tears when I left your shop. Tears of joy. So, I don't think that's happening.
When you say that, John, the Eternal Empire member, just kind of looks. You were crying? You were crying? Come on. You can't do that in front of weird rich people. They won't give you any more.
Very comedic. So, how much do you need to leave me alone? 100,000 a month?
Say what?
You heard me, John. How much do you need to leave me alone? I mean, clearly we've had a miscommunication, and clearly there's some form of interest we share. And I tap my cheek about where his tattoo is. So perhaps we can work out a deal. Yes? In private?
The man looks at you. Nah, screw private, man. You give me money, I'll do whatever.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm only doing this as an odd job. I'm a low grunt, but I can work my way up.
No. No need to do all that. Just keep an ear out, and you'll get 100K a month. How's that sound?
Make it 101.
How about 200K a month?
No. See, it's called bartering. What you're supposed to do is go back down to 100, and then I go up to.
Yes. I know the concept. Fine. 150K a month.
No, see, that's too much. Okay, 150. We'll do 150.
You're damn right we will. It's a pleasure to meet you. We shall have a shared account, yes? And I open up my data pad to try and, fucking figure out our banking issues.
So, you and him kind of just open up your data pads, your links, and you just kind of tap away, getting the accounting information. And
now, obviously, this month will be null and void due to the 200,000 credits as only fair. Yes, but next month, 150K directly to your account, and keep an ear out. No need to climb. No need to draw attention. Just keep an ear out. All right, set up. And now on to you two. The Ugnaught, and I get turned to the Ugnaught and the armorer. Are we done with the equipment?
The armorer just kind of like, well, yeah. Well, I'm done with the. Yeah, and the Ugnaught just kind of stands there and he's like, "What equipment?"
The shield, my friend. The shield.
Oh, yeah, that weird, tiny, insignificant piece of material. Yes. As he just pulls out a shield from a bag, and he hands it to you. The way that he fashioned it is actually kind of Jedi-esque. He added a kind of gauntlet that your arm actually fastens into for the shield, so you don't have to hold it with anything or clip it on. It's a piece of clothing, if you will. Something that's easy to slide on but stays on.
I put it on and try to unclaps it.
As you put it on and you look for a release, he shakes his head and says, try holding the handle, like where your hand sits on it to like hold to brace.
I see. And I grip.
As you grip, it unclasps and it folds out, just it lightning fast.
This is quite impressive, my friend. You've done very well.
He just kind of shrugs and says, there's nothing. It's literally the simplest thing I've ever made. I mean, I did make that saber that one year, but that's a long time ago.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Hold up. What saber?
The one that was in the box. I thought I told you that.
You did not. Thank you for that information, though. That's very helpful. And I claps the shield. All right, and on to you, my good armor man. Have you engraved the languages as such that I require, or do you need more time?
He shakes his head and says, No, it was a very weird request. It wasn't too difficult. As he hands you back the armor pieces that you gave him.
Just the chest plate, that's all I gave him. Ah, excellent. And I start to fasten the chest plate back onto me. It kind of inks into place, futuristically.
As you put it on, and as the bar is kind of clearing out behind you guys, you just hear a squid-like monster shout at you in his native tongue. He shouts at you, giving you what would be his equivalent of the middle finger, and then goes back to his drink.
If you want, I can buy you a bot to help.
He kind of just ignores you after that.
All right. I suppose later. All right. Well, that's all my business attended to. I shall be leaving, gents. Good day. And I turn to walk back to the ship.
As you turn to walk back to the ship, you just see Ann Dooley and what looks to be one of your little pit droids just kind of standing there, just staring at the man with the EE tattoo on his face.
I look at it as I walk up to Anduli. I grab his shoulder gently and say, "Seems we have a little rat." I tap him twice and I walk inside.
Anduli's face is kind of contorted with like a mix of like a mix of like just complete, I don't know, shock would be the proper term for it. As you kind of walk off to the ship, Anduli just kind of like, looks over to John, who is eating now a kebab that he has somehow gotten. As you look at the Ugnaught, who's passing them out like it's candy.
Mm-hmm.
And John just takes a bite, like, "You're a Jedi? We don't see you type around here that often. You don't have to worry. I'll kill my boss or something and get his position. It'll be a whole thing."
I lean back out of the door. I said stealthily.
That is stealthily. Everybody does it. My boss did it.
Fine. And I tag in Dooley by his cloak and just kind of drag him inside. We're done here. Let's go.
I can't wait to see something ripped off of Anduli's robes. I don't see that happening.
I'm gently tugging him. I'm not actually dragging. Come on.
Until he realizes he's the third, fourth most powerful Jedi in the area, in that entire sector currently.
Yeah.
Isn't Anduli like the third strongest in the order, Dylan?
He's in the top 10.
I'm not trying to show him disrespect. I'm just telling him it's time to go.
Ayla Secura is actually a pretty formidable saber fighter. She's in the area currently.
Really? Sick.
She's formidable, but I would say she'd be like what, like top 9, Dylan?
Ayla's actually probably in the top 20, probably in the lower 20, is because she wasn't on the council until towards the end of the Clone Wars.
Wasn't she during mid?
Excuse me.
I think she was promoted like to the council mid, but didn't assume her duties as a council member until towards the end.
No, because I do remember Anakin and her appearing together when he still wore armor, and she was still wearing her slutty dress.
She still wears that today.
I know she does.
Let me move that out the way. There we are. Oh, it's too big, though. Let me minimize it.
Alrighty. So as you kind of tug Anduli back onto the ship, he again just he's like, wait, hold on. How did you? Is that an Ugnaught?
Yes.
As he kind of pulls you fully back onto the ship.
Yes, yes, and also yes. That's all you
Now
need to know.
I'm going to add in your contacts tab.
John.
Empire. And
Wait, why are you playing Project Zomboid?
Is it still set to that? I
Yes.
just edited it. Fucking horse shit.
Let me go to your profile right now.
Anger, rage, anger.
did I ever give you a name for the blacksmith?
No, I don't believe you did.
Okay. It's because I had one, but I couldn't remember if I gave it to you or not.
Let's call him Unkerfon. I'm kidding. Whatever name you gave him, it's fine.
I don't even think I gave the Ugnaught.
I forgot to hit done. That's the issue. God damn, I hate that.
Right.
Hey.
You now have your first contacts.
Yeah, baby.
You have John, the Eternal Empire member.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a hold of him once per long rest, more or less once a session.
That's fine.
The blacksmith Yunri is a once per month, so assuming one session is a span of probably about
Heads.
a week, which is about a long rest base 5e, then a
Yes!
month would...
Okay, hold up. My force hypersensitivity triggers.
Your what?
Is that another word for his
The
ADHD?
fucking future vision, whatever it's called. I don't know.
Oh, force vision?
Yeah, force vision, that one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a... Oh no, we agreed that we wouldn't. Okay. Let's see here.
I flip a coin every time, and if it lands on heads, that means I get it. I didn't do it last session because I'm trying to space them out, but.
You could always just roll a d100.
Nah, I like the coin. Also, I'm gonna eventually start flipping 3 coins, and then depending on the results, when I get stronger, you get the idea.
Alright.
If
Are
you
you
get
gonna flip the
stronger,
coin,
you should.
or am I gonna roll for it?
What? Oh, right, the D20.
Right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
10.
Okay, well, actually, okay, so that would pass.
Yeah, 23.
Alright. So, as you're kind of dragging Anduli onto the ship, you kind of disassociate for like a half second, and you get a quick vision of what looks to be a robed man standing on a frozen hellscape. You see weird, picturesque drawings in like a side of an ice cave, and this robed man just pointing at these drawings as your vision ends.
I snap back and I'm like, whoa. That wasn't a good one. And Dooley, we have stuff to talk about. And I close the fucking hatch. I just hit the button. I make sure the pit droids are inside too before I do that.
They're inside. They're the
Okay,
ones
cool. These 3 are good
Yes.
ones. I'm gonna name them the Good Bean Crew.
that- Name them the Beaners.
No, no, TOS. Why no? Okay, okay.
See, that's not TOS if it's someone who has Mexican descent.
That's literally against the rules of my own chat.
Oh.
They change it.
I can't, and I won't. I never will.
Brandon's over here just then change it.
Anyway, moving right along.
Alright, let's see here. Sentence made you.
You know why,
Alright.
Dylan.
All right, so I'm gonna turn to Anduli. I'm gonna say, okay, so I've had this thing all my life. Basically, it's like an intuition. Is that like a thing Jedi have?
He looks at you like, oh, you mean precognition?
Is that what it's called?
He looks at you like, well, there's like 3 different versions. You have precognition, force vision, and a seer. A seer can see the future and accurately stop that from happening.
I am currently scratching the
Precognition.
side of my head.
He tells you precognition allows you to perceive something in the distant future, but is not subjectable to change. So whatever you do that tries to divert that course may actually make it happen.
Okay, but hold on. What about this force vision you just mentioned? Is that separate or is that part of precognition?
He tells you it's kind of a subcategory of both. You can
Noted.
change the events of your future depending on what type of vision you have.
Okay.
But sometimes that vision is a predetermined event that the
Okay.
Force will to see. So in some, it's a 50-50, a coin toss, if you will. A coin toss, if you will. You can change the events, or the things that you try to change may actually lead to that event happening.
Okay, we need to talk because I just had one of those. I don't know which one. We'll talk about it. Gadger, set course for Helska 4.
I'm sorry. What? That sounds so much like a racial slur.
What, Gadger?
Dylan, are we forgetting about Clanker?
Yeah, I'm not.
against
I'm not
TOS.
calling him
Look it
Clanker
up.
or anything. It's just Gadger. That's his
Dylan,
name.
it's robots. Who cares?
It is against xenophobia. Is against TOS.
How is a robot a Xeno?
Technically they are because the robots in Star Wars are highly intelligent. But at any rate, I don't think xenophobia counts because they're not real.
I'm pretty sure it's on TOS.
That's stupid if that's the case.
That is
Anyway,
extremely stupid.
moving right along.
Let's see here.
At any rate,
So-
Gadger is not an offensive term. It is just his name. Because he has
We call him-
gadgets. Therefore, Gadger.
Go gadget.
Anywho's it. Alright, so I sit down at the table and I just kind of put my head in my hands for a minute. And Dooley, I had a vision of an icy planet. A cloaked man and some kind of cave drawings. And the man was pointing me into the cave. I don't... What do I do with this? What is this information? Do you know? Do you know someone who might?
He looks at you and asks, "Can you recall if the man had a tattoo on his arm?"
I it wasn't... No.
He looks at you and says, "I'm going to teach you something that the Jedi teach the younglings when something of this nature happens. Sit down on the ground and cross your legs." As he kind of clears a table and as he clears the table and sits down on the ground, just unprompted.
Alright. I sit down. Cross my legs. Lotus position. I just kind of put
Alright.
my hands in my lap because I don't really know what to do with them.
He looks at you and says, "All right, what we're going to do is we're going to Like we did earlier with the card game, you're going to focus your power or your energy to a certain point. He cups his hands in like a circle motion in front of him, and he says, you're going to focus it into the center of your hands
Okay.
and pass it in a circular motion,
I
left to right, up, down, however you do it.
I cut my hands, I guess.
As you cup your hands, he looks at you and says, this will have three effects. It will put you in a trance
Uh-huh.
to where you can see the vision in a third person,
Right.
meaning that your astral form is there, but your physical is here. This
Okay.
will knock you out cold, and you will wake up with the information you see, or nothing will happen.
All right. And I just start I close my eyes. I just kind of start moving my hands gently left and right in kind of a left to right in like a circle pattern. And just take a deep breath and exhale over and over until I can focus my energies.
As you're doing this, Andrew Lee very quietly tells you, focus on the vision. As he starts to do the same. Go ahead and roll force.
All right.
It'll be a 20 plus 13.
Please let that be enough.
19, 20, that passes by 2.
Oh, thank God. I can see my shit rolling's back.
As you close your eyes and you start to focus on the vision, you start to circulate your force and your energy. You open your eyes and you see that you're on Helska 4.
Okay.
1 second as we do a map switch. I'm going to hide this token because that token is irrelevant currently.
As this vision is going on, I kind of think back to what Brandon was doing, or like what the fuck was going on with Brandon. I kind of think, is this similar? I'm not sure what to think, but it feels similar.
On what Brandon was doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is. I'm just fucking around, talking out my ass.
As you open your eyes, you are on Helska 4. You are surrounded by mountainous divots and canyons and walls of just ice and rock. The wind is blowing hard, and as you look sort of down into a crevice in front of you, you see people working hard to what looks like bury the dead. You see traces of blaster fire. You see swords laying in the ground, scattered around, armor that seems to be maybe 40, 50 years old. Dead bodies and empty fire pits scattered.
Well, this is interesting, but I don't think this is related. I look around for the cave, or like the old man or something.
You look around and you see a cave entrance, kind of... Can you see my ping?
Yeah, I see it.
You see a cave entrance kind of farther down. Now, these tokens are scaled up by an extra 10 feet just so you can see where they're at.
Right.
If you want to be realistic to the size, let me just do this for you real fast. Being realistic to the size, that is how big everything is.
God damn, alright. I mean,
So,
I don't know what to do here. He said astral projection, so I'm gonna assume that they can't see me, and I'm gonna walk down, or climb down, or whatever the fuck, down into this hole.
as you kind of slide down from the gravel into the hole, you kind of take your time, you walk up, you see what looks to be a man laying in a blanket, frozen to death.
I look at him. Is he the guy I saw?
He is not, but he's wearing a cloak very similar. Looking at him, you see a symbol on the side of his neck, and it seems to be the Jedi Service Corps symbol.
Well, that's good.
You look at the gear and equipment, and I never did ask, is your character a very big fan of the Jedi Service Corps?
He doesn't even know shit about the Jedi. He just knows that they exist and that they helped on Naboo.
He will be soon.
He
Dylan.
saw a couple Jedi. He kind of knows what they do, but beyond that, he knows nothing.
If you would like, go ahead and make a wisdom roll real fast.
Wisdom roll?
Yes. This has to deal with memory, as there's no actual like history.
That's
roll.
fair. Yeah. Okay. So wisdom.
Seeing the service corps work on Naboo, you would have most likely had not access, but have seen their equipment.
12 plus 19. So that's
That in-
calculator.
That's a 32.
Yes, he says hasn't. Nope, 31.
Oh, 31. It still passes. Seeing the service corps on Naboo and helping out with, repairs, I'm assuming, maybe search and rescue, something. The equipment you're looking at seems to be like almost 30, 40 years out of date.
Well, this isn't quite the right date, but I think this is about the right spot.
As you look around, you see armor that you recognize being in your line of work that's used by older mercenaries, people that are maybe in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. So
Alright.
if you would have to guess, educational-wise, this vision is most likely 40, 50 years ago.
Wrong time, right spot. Alright, I start walking towards the cave, assuming no one can see me. Again, I'm not sure.
As you start walking up, you see another service corps member kind of right in front of you. You see him slam a pickaxe down, breaking into a large chunk of ice as he sighs and sort of wipes his brow. You can see the sweat just turn to ice on his hands instantly as he swipes it off, shakes his head, and he just kind of looks up at like the bluish sky and says, "Man, out of all the places I get assigned, this hellhole." He goes back to cracking open the ice, and you see a giant gust of warm air shoot out as he hits it. He like has this big like smile on his face as he reaches down into the crystal and pulls out what looks to be a reddish glowing rock.
I look at that shit closer because I know a little bit about kyber crystals just from what Anduli told me, and the red ones aren't that good.
Looking at it, it seems to be glowing with an intensity and heat that's unlike anything you've seen before. The man slowly goes to pick it up, utilizing the force just very slightly so he doesn't touch it. He just starts laughing. He's like, "I found it! Guys, I found it!" As people start to slowly kind of converge to his area, sliding down hills, jumping over crates, and kind of like just converging to his location.
Okay, he's not touching it, so I probably shouldn't. But at the same time, the chaos in me wants to touch it. I'm gonna try and touch it.
You going to reach out and try and touch it?
I'm going to try, but if it feels wrong in any way to me, just like there's a voice in the back of my head saying, "Don't do it," I'm gonna fucking pull my hand away. It's cautiously. I'm cautiously reaching forward.
As you reach out to touch it, nothing happens. As your hand sort of just straight through it. It just vanishes through.
Well, that figures, I suppose. And I pull my hand back and I just watch the scene.
As you're watching, you see a robed man, one that looks very similar to your thing. I don't know why I had him. Your vision come kind of walking out of the cave, caked in what looks to be white dust, salt maybe. He removes his hood, and he seems to be someone that you've seen somewhere before in your vision.
Okay.
And the photo that you did have.
Oh my god, it's Anglewolf guy of awesome badassitude. I forget his fucking name.
It seems to be Jedi Knight Drooly Wolf.
Yeah, that guy.
He comes limping out of the cave with a very determined look. He walks up to the man who found it, and the man kind of holds it over to him. Drooly extends his hand and lifts it with the force as he sort of moves it and looks it over, and he says,
"Alright, seeing this, I'm just gonna start walking past, still listening, but I'm gonna look into the cave, see what's going on."
As you kind of head out to look into the cave, you hear him. Finally, we can get out of here. Years on this rock, hundreds dead, and it's just us left. This is what we came for.
I stop for a minute and like, hundreds? I turn around, I'm like, I look really fucking close at him. How old is this fucker? And is this actually the right fucking era? I just try and focus my energies. I don't know how that would work because I'm not trained, but I try to focus my energies to try and piece this shit together, I guess. I don't know.
Looking out at him, you see him put it into a bag and he says, "Alright, gather your gear up and we can finally leave. Hopefully the ship's not frozen completely. 18 years on this rock and we can finally go home."
Okay, I misheard them. Okay, I'm going to turn back and I'm going to start walking into the cave as they walk away.
As all of the people start walking away, Drooly actually kind of follows suit as he starts heading towards the cave with a fast pace.
Oh shit. Okay, I start trying to catch up to him and even try and go past him a little bit. I'm even fucking jumping trying to get past this guy because I gotta get there first, see what the fuck's going on. Just in case.
As you walk out towards, not walk out towards, but as you try to get ahead of him, he just stops abruptly and swings his head around. And
I stopped too, I guess.
He swings his head around and like you see his eyes dart left and right as he looks directly to where you're standing.
I step to the left.
You see his eyes start to like peer around, look up at the edges of the cliff and the sky. He looks and then he starts to count the people like quietly under his breath. 1, 2.
Alright, I start to go past him again because clearly he's not actually looking at me.
As you start to go past him, you take one step past him and he extends his hand out to where you're walking. As you kind of like walk through, obviously, his arm phases through you. He grabs and you hear him whisper, "What is going on?"
You got me, mate. I'm just here trying to figure out exactly what you want from me.
Do you say this out loud?
Yeah. Fuck it at this point. I'm playing with fire. Let's go.
As you say this out loud, he doesn't respond. He's just looking around. He's like, "Why? Is someone here?" As he just starts to look around, you see him rummage into his like sort of pouch on his right side as he pulls out what looks to be like a scrawled paper in a off language, one that you've never seen before. He starts to read it. Precognition.
Yes. I think. I don't know.
He looks around and he's like, "Someone here?"
I touch him, and I'm going to be like, yes, right here.
He's looking around. He's looking at the ground to see if there's any footprints, but there's nothing.
I'm going to start kicking up dirt and dust and try and like fucking see if I can get his attention a little bit. I know this isn't working, but I'm curious.
As you're doing this, you can actually kind of shift the snow very slightly.
Okay, I try to write out the gungan word for friend. A little bit. I'm trying to like get across that I'm not here to fight or like hurt or anything.
As you slowly start to try and like draw the word friend, you're only shifting the snow very slightly, not enough to even leave a noticeable mark in the wind that's blowing.
Alright, I'm just gonna fucking walk past him, I guess. I don't know what else to do. I'm just going. I'm looking in this cave before like anything else.
As you walk past him and you kind of walk into the cave, you see a kind of like rock that's been frozen into it. It doesn't look natural. It looks like it was placed there many, many years ago. And it's just kind of been frozen into a sort of formation. It has depictions of very tall creatures with a oblong-shaped head that happens to have a star. So they're depicted holding a star-looking object in their hand.
Did you say oblong?
I would
Oblong
say
which
they have
way? Upwards or backwards?
kind of a longer head rather than wide.
So long upwards?
Yeah, yes, long upwards.
I know what you're talking about. I don't think my character does. Well, actually, no, my character definitely doesn't.
They're depicted as having, I would say, wide shoulders with
Yeah.
a kind of tail-like thing. They have 3 toes,
Yeah.
with kind of long head, and they're all holding a star with a circle built around it.
Yep. Okay.
And you see normal-looking depictions of what you would call hieroglyphs of maybe like humans,
Mm-hmm.
holding what looks to be a crystal of some kind, a very circular crystal, not like a normal kind of crystal, but a bigger one.
I'm gonna look back at that orange crystal, and I'm gonna see if that's like the same fucking shape, roughly.
You look at the bag that Wolf has stuck this crystal in, and looking like kind of inside the bag, it is the exact same shape, almost down to the measurement.
That doesn't seem very good. Oh god, we're messing with Arcana tech. Oh fuck. Oh shit, my character doesn't know what he's thinking. Okay, can I do like a wisdom check to try and memorize the fucking images I'm seeing perfectly?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking do it.
As you're doing this, Wolf comes walking up again, still standing
Fuck!
there, and he's like, huh. You try to memorize it to the best of your ability.
24.
The only thing that you could really remember is that they're long-shaped heads and a star and crystal.
Okay, that's fair. All right, I'm gonna while I still have this precognition shit, I'm gonna go up to the wolf guy again, and I'm gonna be like, fucking just I don't know, fuck. What do I do? Okay, I'm gonna try to like push a rock, I guess, or like kick a rock, or like something, just something to. Clearly, he knows I'm here. I'm just trying to do anything that could let me like just signal. Hey, over here.
You spot a loose rock in the direction that he's heading.
Mm-hmm.
As he's walking forward, he's still scanning the area that you're standing in, like looking. You can tell that his eyes, you kind of look at his eyes, he has a very odd-shaped pupil. His is long ways rather than normal or sideways.
Wait, what?
His pupils are long ways.
I don't know
Like
what
a
that
cat.
means. That could mean several things.
Horizontal doing or diagonal?
Like a cat.
Oh, so horizontal.
That
Yes.
could mean a lot
No,
of
no,
things.
diagonal. No, it would be diagonal. My bad.
Here, look up a cat pupil.
Vertical, mate. It's called vertical. Moving on.
Whatever.
All right.
But
so
his eyes kind of like, his pupils kind of widen and then like slowly close like a cat's when you shine a light in it.
I'm
as
gonna
he's
think to
look-
myself. I guess that's why they call him wolf. I don't know what the fuck a wolf is. I'm just fucking in precognition land, bitch.
He's looking around, whispering about precognition, a seer, enemies, Sith, Jedi, just mumbling to himself. You
I'm
can
gonna
see that
just
18 years has really done a number on him on a frozen wasteland.
All right. I'm gonna try to get ahead of him again, and I'm just gonna try and kick up more dust, and I'm gonna try again to spell the word in Gungan friend, or like in whatever language I know that is simplest, just the word friend. I'm assuming it's
Probably
Gungan.
common.
I don't.
Basic.
Basic. Okay, would that be the simplest?
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna try again to just do the word friend.
As you go to do the word friend again, it's the same effect. You don't have enough like energy, I should say, to.
Okay. I'm gonna try and like, I don't know, just draw a stick figure. I
Same
gotta
effect.
signal to this guy that I think he's all right. There's gotta be a way. Fuck it, I can't think of anything. I'm just gonna have to let him puzzle this one out.
He kind of walks over to where you're standing and looks at the murals.
Wait,
Takes
wait,
his
wait,
finger-
hold on. I actually drew a stick figure?
No, no. I mean,
Oh,
cave.
those murals. Okay, God, I'm
Yeah.
stupid.
He walks over and more or less stands like next to where you're standing. He's still looking as he kind of looks up and runs his hands over it, and he just says out loud to himself, like he's talking to himself at this point, but he 100% believes someone is watching.
I'm gonna listen.
He says, "We landed here 18 years ago. God, it seems so long ago. All just for a rock and this. The Jedi's really dug themselves a hole with this one." Oh, oh. He points to it, kind of half-heartedly. This apparently is the future, and I just can't see it. Somewhere on this rock. He kind of scratches the side of his head and says, "Man, I've really lost my mind." As he just kind of kicks a rock off over to the distance.
I'm gonna
and
kick the rock
sighs.
back at him gently, or at least try to.
As you go to try and kick the rock, you focus a little bit of your energy to see if it would help, and you actually stop the rock midair as it just drops to the ground.
Oh my God, I figured out how to do it. Okay, thank you for the hint. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to him, I'm gonna grab his shoulders, or like mime grab his shoulders, and I'm gonna just focus my will and my force ability. I'm just gonna say, dude, I am a friend. We chill. Or some shit like that.
As he watches the rock kind of go, stop at where you're standing, and then just drop, he sort of turns his head. As you see him kind of reach over for his saber as he like sort of looks around. As you go up to try and like focus your energy and like grab his shoulders, your hands just go straight through him.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and like focus on him and like try to, I don't know, beam into his mind. I don't know Jedi shit. I'm gonna try and like beam into his mind just one thought. Jedi.
As you try and focus on this, you don't get any response from him. You
Okay,
see
well,
him ignite his saber, and it comes out a very crimson yellow color.
yeah, I'm making this worse, aren't I?
As he holds it in front of him, and he's moving it just to like shine light into the area, he shines it over to where you were standing and kind of lower. As he holds it over, like above the rock as it melts the snow under him. He sort of crouches down and picks the rock up. He holds it out in front of him, expecting something to happen.
Okay, I'm gonna try and focus my energy on the rock. And I'm gonna try and just make it float a little bit and spin and kind of do like little gymnastics to try and like just signify I'm peaceful. I don't know. I'm just trying to let him know that this ain't no fucking bullshit. All right, I'm cool.
Go ahead and roll force.
I'm not gonna roll good. I can feel it. This would be a really high fucking roll. You're letting me slide, and I can feel it. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way I'm passing on that.
Yeah, no, you passed. The DC was a 2.
Are you fucking serious? Why was the DC a 2?
The DC is a 2 is because this is plot point.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. In that case, I'm going to start floating the thing, and I'm going to try and just make it dance a little bit, and I'm going to try and make it go into the outline of a Jedi symbol? Does that make sense?
It does, but the Jedi symbol at this point in time was much different than what you have now.
Okay, then I don't know. Maybe like a single.
You could use rock to draw in snow.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm stupid. I'm gonna use the rock and I'm gonna just write out the word, the simplest word, pal. 3 letters. Let's go.
Lay down, dog. Dog, lay down.
Good dog.
As you focus your energy on this rock and it lifts up, immediately out of instinct, Wolf slices where your hand would have been as he drops his saber and he grabs his hand and he's like, no. Like he looks at his hand and like the saber as it melts into the snow, and he like looks at the rock. He looks at it closer as you move it over to the snow and you start to write the word "pal." He looks at it and he's like, "Pal."
And then I go on to write the word Jedi?
Go on to write, as you write the word Jedi into the snow, he looks and he's like, Jedi.
And then
Have a pal in the order. Are you from the past?
I just simply make the rock kind of shake side to side like a no.
As you sort of make it side to side as a no, he kind of tilts his head. No? I don't know a Jedi named Pal.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm just gonna underline pal. Or I'm gonna cross out pal, and then I'm gonna just have it my name, just Kroll.
He looks at it and he says, Crow. He like leans down closer and he looks at the rock. What time are you from?
I'm gonna write the numeral for 50. Because that's about... Wait, we are 50 years in the past, yeah? 40, 50, you said?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna write the numeral for 40, and then write the numeral for 50, and put a hyphen between them. Or whatever the fuck a hyphen is in this universe, I don't know.
As you put 40 and then like the hyphen and then 50, he looks at it and he says, "Hey, 50. That the time that you're from?"
I'm gonna put the word positive. I'm gonna put like a plus sign just to indicate future. Like anything to try and like indicate future.
As you put a
Maybe
plus
like
sign, he said, plus 40, 50. Years from now?
I'm gonna shake the rock like a yes. And God, I am imagining my character sweating up a storm on the ship.
As you like shake the rock as a yes, he kind of stumbles back and like sits to the floor, starts breathing heavily, just like, what? Is that possible?
I'm gonna just drop the rock, cause I don't know. That's just gonna be my try to be my signal for I don't fucking know.
As you drop the rock, he looks up like, no. Did he lose connect? Hello? Are you still there?
No, I'm gonna try and lift it back up, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna make a W shape with a head in the middle to kind of signify, I don't know, maybe.
Like a shrug?
Yeah, just a shrug, I guess. I don't know.
You draw an emoji.
Basically, world's first emoji in the Star Wars universe, baby. Let's go.
As you draw an emoji, he's looking at like this symbol. What is this?
Oh fuck. Okay, I don't know what else to do, man. I guess I'll put like whatever the first letter for maybe is in this language, and then just. I'm imagining I'm struggling at this point because this feels like it would be harder. Anyway, I'm just gonna write the word maybe, and then I'm gonna put that in front of like the 40 to 50.
At this point, you've gotten used to manipulating this rock, so it's gotten a little easier for you.
Okay, cool. Okay,
I'm having a stroke.
I know, me too. It's so weird. Okay, I'm just gonna put. I don't know. Maybe. Can I do that? Maybe this is weird. Maybe this is right. Maybe this is okay. I don't know. This is so weird. How's this working? I don't understand. Maybe there's like a weird connection in the Force. The crystal. The fucking little blue crystal. That's what it is. Okay, I figured it out. It's gotta be, right?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you think.
Okay, whatever. I guess I'm wrong. I don't care. Anyway, I'm fucking just...
tell you a yes or no.
I'm just trying to signify that I don't know what's going on. It's weird to me too, basically.
As you try and signal this, he's kind of just still trying to piece this together. That's when you hear it, "Boss, come on, it's gonna get colder. We got a blizzard moving in. We gotta go."
All right, I
He looks
dropped
up
the...
like, well, Yeah. Oh,
I draw an arrow towards his group and just nudge the rock forward.
he looks at the rock as he, without looking and without moving his hands, his saber goes flying back towards his hilt on his belt. As it clicks on, he looks at the rock and like looks around. He says, "Kroll, I'll remember that name. I'll look for you."
And now to victory dance. Da 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 da.
He starts counting on his fingers. I'll be 95. I'll look for you. Um, he looks and he points to the mule. If you ever come here, inside the cave, worker station, you'll find my transmitter. If I'm still alive, you'll find me. As he picks up the rock that you were throwing around, looks around and just pockets it, and then starts running out towards his group of people. Oh no, that's yours.
Holy shit, this is happening. Oh my god, I just got in contact with someone in the past. I don't see how that's possible. It breaks my brain. I hurt my brain. Okay.
So this is the whole precognition, seer, and force vision deal. Force vision may lead you to do something that alters the future, or leads you to do something that puts the timeline on the correct.
Oh, I put the timeline the right way. Now he knows that Kroll exists.
Which will lead him to dive into studies as a precognition expert.
Oh my fucking god.
This is the tipping point. He went to Helska for 18 years and battled ravages, barbarians, beings, animals that were more native there than anywhere else.
Yeah.
And uncovered so much artifacts and relics that the Jedi Temple profited for many, many centuries.
Right.
Not centuries, it wouldn't have been centuries, but many years.
Also, quote unquote, profited.
No, I mean, they made money off of this.
Oh. I'm assuming museums?
They started with 300 Service Corps members and only left with 6, I believe.
Holy fucking shit. Okay.
There was 5 Jedis, 2 Masters, and 3 Padawans. He was a Jedi Knight. My mistake. 1 Master, 1 Knight, and he was a Knight. Jedi Knight 1. He was at the end of his stint promoted to a Jedi Knight 3.
Alright. Well, with that done, I'm gonna break connection because I'm assuming I'm feeling pretty fucking weary.
As you go to try and break connection, it seems that you've been cut off from the other side.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
As you focus on trying to find yourself back at the ship, you can't seem to find anything.
I'm gonna collapse to my knees. I just fucked up.
As you do this, you see Drooly, or Wolf, kind of just standing there, like, blank in expression, watching his men pack up, clear, all happy and laughing that they can finally go home. You start to feel a very deep sensation.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't really know what the force feels like when it's emitting from something.
Uh-huh.
So to you, it feels like someone's like goosebumps on your skin, but
Yeah.
not the good kind.
Ooh, I do not like that. I'm gonna just try to influence another rock and then just toss it towards his group, just to signify get fucking going.
As you go to try and throw another rock, you pick it up, and as you toss it forward, it comes flinging back at you. As it goes straight through you, and it lands in front of the entrance to the cave, tumbling towards the entrance.
I'm going to assume that that means I need to follow the rock and start following the rock.
Would you like to?
I'm doing it.
Alright.
Can't
As
be...
you walk towards the entrance of the cave, you take a step in, and the goosebumps feeling you felt earlier is now enveloping you completely. But it's not like, you know, the good, a cool wind, a cool breeze goosebumps. It's, I'm fearing something, and I don't know what goosebumps.
I'm gonna grab both of my wrists and just start fidgeting a little bit, tapping my wrists. Like, oh, fuck, I totally fucked up. Something's pissed at me. I don't know what to do. I don't, because I'm actually doing that. Oh, God, I'm scared. I'm stimming. Oh, no. Okay.
As you look at the walls as you go in farther, there seems to be alchemy letters sprawled all over.
I've never poured myself into so much into one character. This feels weird. Well, I
As
have before, but I haven't in a while.
as you're looking at everything, these characters seem to be. You've seen these on the Mandalorian's teachings here and there. For the short time that you were at the temple and with him, you had seen students with these on notes. They seem to be Sith Almaic symbols. You don't really know what they say, and you have no means of translating them, but it looks like the way that they're sprawled would be to seal something. And as you walk farther into the cave, you see a workstation with a whole bunch of stuff sprawled everywhere. You look at a wall, and you see that there's a crack down one of these walls, and that these alchemy letterings have been cracked down the center. They're starting to glow
I'm just gonna.
the deeper you get in, and the ones that are cracked are no longer glowing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start turning around. I'm not involved in this. It does not involve me. You know, I've done my job. That's all I needed to do.
As you turn around, you go and look for the entrance of the cave the way that you came back. But as you walk out, um, you actually see Wolf standing at the entrance with his hood on and pointing to the mural of the weird looking people with the humans and crystal.
I'm gonna look at it again, I guess.
You look at it again, and nothing's changed. He's just pointing at what looks to be the tall, oblong shaped people
Uh huh.
on the mural. He taps the first one, and he puts his hand down, and he vanishes. He just kind of poof like a dust, like a shadow envelops, and he just dissipates.
I'm trying my best to commit all this shit to memory, but I know for a fact I'm not gonna remember it, which is why I made that roll earlier. I'm gonna try and remember it though.
As you blink, you open your eyes, and you seem to be back in the shuttle.
I take a sharp, sudden breath. Oh my god, I just fucked something. I don't know what I did. And Dooley!
Ignore that real fast.
I'm not even looking. Don't worry.
That was a freighter. As you take a deep gasp back on the ship, notice that Anduli is nowhere to be seen.
Oh shit. I start to stand up and I fall back into normal Gungan vocalization and say, Misa scared! Misa very scared! I start rubbing my wrists because I'm freaking out.
As you start doing this, you see Anduli come out of the cockpit, and it seems he's changed his robes. He has his hair put up in a top knot, and he has what looks to be patches all over his sort of upper and lower body on his scars. He just kind of stops as he has a piece of meat in his mouth, and he's like, "Are you good?"
And Dula, Misa, I just had a hell of a trip.
He looks at you and says, "I'd say so. You've been in that trance for like 2 days."
2 days?
He nods and he puts his stuff on the counter. And he says, "It's actually shorter than most Jedi. Sometimes we'll be in one for weeks."
Wait, hold on. Did we get through customs all right?
He nods and says, "Yeah, no, I just flashed my badge and they let us through."
All right, that's fine. Gadger, display current hypermap.
As he comes sort of running out, he displays the map. And looking at it, it looks like you've already jumped 4 known hyperspace lanes.
We had no trouble?
None at all. Currently, you are on something called the Viragi trade route, which is the most traveled one around here. And you are currently in between Selene
Uh-huh.
and Cernpedal. Once you hit Cernpedal, you will then, in sublight, travel to Helska
Hmm.
as the hyper
Wait, in Sublight?
lane. And sublight as the
Oh,
hyper
fuck.
lane
That's gonna take
is
forever.
currently controlled by CIS.
Shit. That's gonna take forever. Alright, that's fine.
It'll only take a day.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Alright, okay, that's too much information. Alright, Ed Dooley, I just went, like, 40, 50-ish years back in the past.
He looks at you as he just kind of like lowers his eyes, and he's like, "What did you see?"
Okay, you know that badass wolf guy? I may or may not have been the influence for him to leave those messages.
He sighs as he like curls and like squeezes his head. He's like, "Did you just mess with time space? Like, did you like? What
I
did
don't
you do?"
think I did it in a way that the Force disapproves of. Is that right? I think I did it in the way that is the right way, because we already discovered the notes, so it's clearly happened before, and they didn't stop the before ones, right? So it's got to be right. It's got to be what they want. They're the Force wants, yeah?
He just nods and goes, "Okay."
Look, okay, look, I gotta tell you, okay. So, we were on Helska, and there was this orange crystal. They dug it out the ground. The Force Corps, 600 members, down to 6. Fuck. Okay, there was a mural, oblong head, weird writing, broken, wanting me to go towards it. It glowed, and the part that didn't glow felt wrong.
He kind of turns his head. And he's like, "Alchemy?"
I have no idea. I'm gonna try and just draw one of the fucking symbols on a fucking data pad.
You actually remember the symbol very well. As you draw the symbols out, they were just repeating after a set amount of lines. You draw the first line that you saw. He looks and is like, "Yeah, this is alchemy."
Okay,
He runs
okay.
his hands over and he says, "It's talking about sealing away a great evil."
Okay, so hear me out. I think Wolf may or may not have woken up something. I'm not sure, obviously. But I get the feeling he woke something up. And I also get the feeling that he needs us to fix it, I say hesitantly.
He shakes his head and says, "Wolf's not that stupid. He won't go messing with something he doesn't understand. Alchemy back then was more wide known than it is now. I'm surprised the temple even let him work near it, unless that's what they were after in the first place.
Okay,
What you're
but
talking
then...
about is the Great Massacre of this. It's not a Great Massacre. They call it the Massacre of the Service Corps.
Uh-huh,
If you were to join, they teach you about it.
right?
Drooly and his master went out, and they were on Helska for a very long time, 18, 19 years, something like that.
Right.
Out of the hundreds of members that went, only 6 and him returned. 5 Jedi, he was the only one to survive. What
Okay.
happened on the planet stayed on that planet. They didn't talk about it to anybody.
Okay, so... He said something about barbarians? And...
He nods and he says, "Helska being far out and just being rediscovered again, it dozens of smugglers, barbarians, way back when and even now, hold onto Helska as a prize token. The Jedi, the Republic, we don't go out that far. It's lawless. No order. He kind of scratches his head and he goes on to say, I don't know what they were doing out there. Those files are locked. Only the Grandmaster has access to them, and I'm sure as hell he won't give me access.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so we know stuff that we shouldn't. Do we tell others?
He nods and says, either we do and we get help, or we don't and we die on this planet because we don't have the means to actually do something.
Damn. All right. All right, let's call them, I guess. What else happened? I think that's
looks
really
at
the most
you as
important
he-
bit.
He looks at you as he opens up his what you call it?
It, uh, data pad? No, that's not it. That's definitely not it. Communicator? Hollow communicator?
Yes, his comlink.
Comlink. Yeah, there it is.
1 second.
Before Anduli makes contact, so did I miss anything while I was out that happened back home, so to speak?
He nods and says, Mandalorian had a duel.
Uh-huh.
Ola got admitted to the infirmary.
Okay. It's pretty normal for him.
And, let's see here. He kind of stops and, like, rubs his chin and goes on to say, I can't really think of anything else important. Oh, first 3 Jedi babies born.
I'm sorry, the what now?
It's been hundreds of years since there was a child born into the Order. Yeah.
The... Who?
Oh, just 3 Jedi. He stops and he thinks, oh, what were their names? It was Sazi Pytro, Afnir Linny, and Hamnu Ronas, I think. They had their babies.
Okay, that's interesting. Alright, so... Well, okay. Now this is, don't think me weird for this, but... And I start to walk over to the ship console. I kind of record all audio on this ship, so... Yeah, we're just gonna send them the data packet of me waking up and freaking out and telling you everything. It's just easier.
He nods and says, okay, yeah, that's fine.
You
He
say
kinda
that
nods.
kind of hesitantly. Is there something I should know, Anduli?
He shrugs and he says, I really don't care, but if you send this to them, then that means they have to open an investigation. Or we could do it my way.
What's your way?
Don't tell them until the last possible second when everything's about to fall apart.
Tell you what, we'll meet halfway and we'll tell them when we get to Helska. Deal?
He shrugs and says, yeah, I can work with that.
Alright.
He sits down and he starts to sip on his tea, and he's like, so you said something about a mural?
Yeah, long heads, toes, fingers, 3, star. Big star. Holding up a big star. I don't... With like a...
He stops you, and
That?
he's like, did the star have a ring around? With like 2 little Phillips on each side, like circles on the left and right?
I'm thinking hard. I actually remember. I'm thinking really hard. I believe so, yes?
You just hear him sigh. Shit. You found a Ricard artifact. That's why the temple classified it.
So,
You can see he's getting a little antsy. He takes his cup of tea and just throws it at the wall.
oh dear.
As it hits the wall and like it shatters everywhere, and one of your pit droids go to clean it up, he just sighs really loud. He goes, "Oh, this has just gotten so much worse."
What's a ricotta?
Something that you should forget immediately. We're
Got
turning
it.
around.
Can do. That's name of the game. That's what being a smuggler's all about. Anyway.
He looks at you and says, "We're turning around. We don't have the resources to deal with this."
Hold on. No, hold up. Wolf really wants me to go there. Was he ever a not so good person?
Angela shakes his head and says, "The stories that I've heard about him, he could have been the Grand Master if he didn't leave the Order and Yoda came in and Yoda stepped up."
That sounds like there may have been something going on.
He shakes his head and says, there were rumors. Something about a child on one of his many long outings.
Well,
He
I
was
mean,
one of the only Jedi in the Order at the time that could probably have gotten away with that. Him or Yoda.
well, I suppose that explains the picture then.
He shakes his head and says, "Th- we, there are probably 10 people in this galaxy that know about the Rakatans. The Mandalorian, I know for a fact he knows about them. He won't tell. I know for a fact he knows.
All right.
Me, and I only know it because I stole a holocron from him. Not the Mandalorian, but from not the point. I was young and dumb.
Okay, noted. Blackmail.
And the rest, I couldn't tell you.
All right.
That is how many people know.
Okay,
They
so
were an empire that spanned the entire galaxy, thousands, not hundreds, hundreds of thousands of years ago.
uh-huh.
And their influence is so vast that the technology that we use today was most likely inferior to what they had
I'm sorry,
by
inferior.
hundreds of. The stuff we have right now, this saber, this everything in this ship, is probably, if you were to put it up against one of their smaller starfighter ships, we'd lose by 100,000 years.
That's easily one of the most terrifying things I've ever heard.
He nods and he says, "If they were on that island, if they were on Helska, and they found a Rakatan artifact and brought it to the temple, I can see why they put him in the service corps. If he brought that back with the information, if he found any information on them, alchemy or not, or the holocron, anything, they sacked him. That's probably why he wasn't granted the position of. Oh, this changes everything."
I kind of
I thought
rubbed.
this was going to be a fun outing, that this was going to be slow, steady. But if this is what it involves, I'm telling you now, we should turn around.
You're right. You're right. This is getting too deep. I can't turn around. I literally can't turn around. If I turn around now, if I run away, well, let's just say there's potential, I don't know this for sure, but potential that people come hunting for me. And I don't want that on my head. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a drop beacon on Helska. We're going to drop the weapons there, and we're going to leave. Then we're going to send a message to the Jedi. Sound good?
He sighs and says, "One thing out of place. I am dragging you onto this ship."
Noted. Let's go. Gadger, set course for Helska 4.
He just kind of gives you a thumbs up as he clicks buttons, and you guys start your now sublight travel to Helska. And this time,
How did R4 give me a thumbs up? That's adorable.
Oh wait, I forgot Gadger is, yeah. Oh, we could. He has his little thingies.
Yeah, he's got his little nubs. He probably fucking. That's so cute. That's such a cute image in my head. I love that. All right, we're going. I got distracted.
No, you're good. And this time, one second. Oh, really now?
What happened?
Hmm?
No, I just came back and I heard, oh, the really now.
Fucking holy shit. Ricotta Helska 4. Fucking crazy shit. Oh my god. We're in so much trouble. But we're gonna do it anyway. We gotta finish the mission.
Oh, you convinced Andula to go to Helska?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, and I'm not there to save him.
Yeah, no, don't worry. We're just dropping the supplies. We're making contact with the person I'm supposed to make contact with. We're dropping a beacon on the supplies, and we are leaving. We are not fucking around here. We are leaving. We are sending a message to the Jedi directly after. That's what we're doing. We're good. On to Helska 4.
You know, Dylan, I did not know the Ricotta were there.
Yeah, we're.
The Ricotta were everywhere, man. That's their whole deal.
Yeah, but they only colonized, like, what, 100 planets? Or 1,000, I think?
Dude, they colonized pretty much the entire galaxy, bro. They had teleportation tech.
You're right, but they didn't colonize every planet.
Fair enough. You're not wrong. But it doesn't matter.
really good.
We're getting the fuck to Helska. We're dropping the shit and we're leaving. And I'm gonna leave like 100,000 credits as an apology for not being able to make my contact, because that's usually what I do. So I'm going back to my bunks and I'm gonna start recording a note.
Actually,
What?
now that I think about it, the galaxy uses Ricotta technology every day, actually, when you think about it.
Debatable. Moving on.
No. Current hyperdrives today is based off of Ricotta and hyperdrives.
Yeah.
I'm actually well aware of that, but it's debatable as to how based on it is. But fair enough. Moving on.
Well,
It
theirs
was
was force powered, but
Dylan, if you was to take a regular hyperdrive and start viewing it with force, I'd imagine it have similar results.
oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, back to it. And Dooley in this time decides to take you through a entire life sort of recap of Wolf's.
Uh-huh.
Goes on to tell you that he was actually born into the order.
Okay.
It's unknown of how, why, when, or where,
Okay.
but he was just found on the steps of the order one day
Mm-hmm.
on a random temple out in the Outer Rim.
Okay.
And he was brought to Coruscant and tested, and that's where they found that his midichlorian count was so high that he could have outranked some of the masters on the council.
As a baby?
Well, yeah, you're born with them.
Holy fucking shit. Okay.
I'm curious, what was his midichlorian count, Dylan?
14,932.
Okay, here's a trick that I'm going to do, because I need a better weapon than a blaster. I'm going to start tinkering with Wolf's old lightsaber to see if I can get it operational, at least just temporarily.
You know the thing is, Dylan, 14,000 is really good. That's like nearing what Jedi Master's levels of power right there, Dylan. Technically,
Yeah.
even higher. And if you really think about it, Dylan, like if you go off like a Sith theory, he would be almost close to being made of pure Force energy or born of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and Julie though, we would already fit that theory, Dylan.
Anyway,
Excuse
so
me.
he goes on.
Anyway, I'm asking for Anduli's help in this, by the way, just as a note. As I try and, patch up this old-ass lightsaber.
You guys kind of just go and tinker with it as he explains the story. But he goes on to tell you that he was more or less dropped off as a baby. They found him, tested him. he grew up like he was raised. Most kids aren't brought in until they're what, 3, 4 years old, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
He was raised there, so he had an extra couple years.
Hmm.
He grew so exponentially fast that he became the youngest Jedi Knight.
Hmm.
To date, at that point in time, there have been others that have become Jedi Knights now that are younger than him. But
I imagine I'm just tinkering with the lightsaber as I'm listening to Anduli talk about this.
yes,
Right.
he was sent to Helska when he was, I think, what was it? Was 16 years old.
And that makes me stop. What?
He nods and he says that he was so proficient and powerful that he, at the time, would spar concurrently with a new up-and-comer for the Grandmaster position, which was vacant at that specific time. Due to the Civil War, the previous master had stepped down due to his age, and they were looking for up-and-comers. Master Yoda was one of them.
Uh-huh.
At 16, would regularly spar with the older veteran, and at this point very spry for his age, uh, Yoda.
As I'm paying attention to this, my Gungan instincts kick in, and I accidentally touch the two diodes together and shock myself. Oh! Yeah, you're not saying.
As he just kind of goes over and like clicks a button so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so you... Sorry. You in the royal you, not actually you. You lot sent a 16-year-old to fight a battle that you may or may not have possibly won. And he spent 18 years of his life in a hellhole surrounded by war, death, and chaos.
And Julie just kind of nods and says, "Yeah, that sums it up."
You don't think that could have fucked him up a little bit and maybe turned him a little bit closer to the dark side than intended?
And Julie nods and says, "No, you're right. But even if I was alive back then, I probably wouldn't have intervened like anybody else. To do
Noted.
that is an honor for the people here in the Order, and they wear it like a badge of pride."
Fair enough. And I'm going to try and
The
lift the diodes back into my hands, just trying to, like, practice a little bit as I go.
He goes on to say that he racked up so many achievements and battles won with people who aren't even battle orientated, just with pure tactical prowess alone. He had gained and garnered more experience
Do I do it?
fighting than he had ever. What was that roll for?
The lifting of the diodes.
Oh yes, you do.
I like rolling a lot. Alright. I lift them back into my hands. Okay, so this 16-year-old who was super powerful, you sent to war, he came back a little fucked up, and then you kicked him out for being a little fucked up.
He shakes his head and says, "That was the cover story. Not many people know this, and not many people will," as he looks at you very sternly, insinuating that you are not to mention this.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I've turned the recordings off since that whole incident.
He looks at you and he says, "They sent him around as a spokesperson." This is around the time that escalation started to rise, and the temple was afraid that war would break out.
Right.
They didn't know when, but they wanted to keep a force on standby just in case. They didn't have enough Jedi or personnel at the time to build their own private, so they started outsourcing.
Is this the right bit to touch?
No. See, what you want to do is he clicks a button and it shocks you.
Okay, I'll focus. Sorry.
He looks at you and says, the Order more or less hired an entire private military. And it was his job to oversee and regulate said military. The cover
Okay.
story was that he was kicked out for misleading and misusing Jedi personnel and property to his gain.
So he was only half kicked out, basically.
He nods and he says, he would have taken the position of Grandmaster if he wasn't. If he didn't force the council to do this.
So it was kind of like a situation where, oh, this guy is super useful. We don't want to get rid of him, but they had to make a show of it.
He kind of nods but shakes his head at the end and is like, well, yes and no. He did nothing wrong. He told the order to do that.
I
He gave them an
see.
ultimatum. He
Okay.
exposes what he found on that planet, which at this point, now that I see the information that he found, would have been too great for some people to handle.
Noted.
Or he leaves the order and does his own thing, but still answers to the order.
Noted. All right, so I guess that's really all the questions I have for now. Well, one more, and I pick up the blue rock or whatever the fuck that Wolf wrapped in a note for me. And I say, "Is this a kyber crystal?"
And Dooley nods and he says, it is, but I think it's a rare breed.
Noted. All right. In that case, I pop Wolf's old kyber crystal out, and I gently set it aside, just trying to show respect, and I pop mine in.
As you pop his crystal out, it sort of lands in your hand, and you feel a very sort of dark energy kind of envelop the room. The same feeling you felt in the cave, but this time it's more concentrated.
Oh shit!
As
I
it
dropped that shit immediately. Oh, that is not good.
As you go to drop it, Anduli immediately catches it, and just you hear a crunch noise as you see his hand sort of clench over it, and you see it kind of open up and just dust falls as you feel the energy dissipate.
All right. Good catch.
Anduli looks at it as the dust hits the table, and looks at you and said, I was just about to mention, he used a corrupted saber.
Good to note.
When the acolytes were in full swing, so to say, it was his first kill. Pretty sure there's a documentation of it.
That's a trophy,
Um,
then.
He shakes his head and says, no, it's a reminder.
Noted.
I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure he stopped for about a year before they sent him out to Helska. After his first kill, it traumatized him.
Right.
It wasn't clean.
I imagine so. First time's never clean. I
Shakes
know
his
that
head
from
and says-
experience.
He kind of nods, but he says, this one ended up with him strewing that man out over a span of 100 feet.
That's insane.
Blood, limb, it was not clean. There were photo, like I will show you a photo.
I
when we
don't
get
want
back
to see
the
one.
temple. He pulls out a notepad and writes show photo.
Please don't. I'm trying to peek at his notepad. What the fuck are you writing?
You're like, nothing else, just a training manual.
Alright, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna go try and practice lightsaber combat or whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna pick up a random metal pipe and I'm just gonna and I'm gonna deploy my shield. I'm gonna try and use that in tandem, kind of like one would in HEMA practice.
Okay.
Hema.
Yeah,
Oh,
HEMA.
you're telling him.
Yeah, HEMA.
Yeah.
Hey, Dylan, wouldn't Dooku know of him?
I don't know shit about nothing. I'm just trying to fucking
Dooku was born around 82 BBY, Dylan, or 10,082, I guess.
Yeah.
Depending on
Yeah. Born in 10,050, which would have been 50.
Because Dooku passed his trials at that point.
Yeah, Dooku would have known about him, but would not have been interested enough to know him.
That's fair.
As
Nah.
That's
he was
understand.
sent out
That's
to
Dooku.
Helska.
He was a very,
Yeah.
from what I know, very closed off person.
That's
This
a
would
lot
have
of
been
Jedi.
he would have came back around the time Dooku fell to the dark side.
That's not good. That's
So
never good.
around maybe 40
Well, actually,
BBY, 30?
no. Hold on. I gotta think of the timeline here. When was Dooku born?
Uh, let's see. He passed his trials at 82. No, go back down. So he graduated at 82 BBY. Let me check.
Fuck, I dropped my mouse.
Dooku is apprenticed to Jedi Master Thame Sarian at 89.
Wait, apprenticed at
Uh,
89?
BBY.
Oh,
The year
89
that he
BB.
did.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got
not how
confuzzled.
old.
102 BBY. Dooku was born.
Dooku was born 102 BBY. Wolf would be a little younger than.
Really? Cool. So that means he's possibly still around.
That would also we also have to figure out where was Dooku taking it into the Order, Dylan.
Yeah,
Which
Wolf
it is
would
not
have been in the
mentioning.
order for multiple years. Like Wolf would have been in the order for much longer than Dooku.
Oh, well, let me check. Let's see. 102. He was born.
He would have been taking
Uh,
it in around 3 or 4 years old, whereas Wolf was there when he was born.
Dooku is apprenticed, so
So Wolf would have been
Well,
actually older than Dooku. Wolf would have been older
Okay.
than
Well,
Dooku.
that means there's less potential for him still being alive then.
well, actually, Dooku was apprenticed at the age of 13, Dylan.
Whereas Wolf apprenticed way before then.
All right. Well, either way, fucking holy shit! I just opened a bag of goddamn worms. I don't know if I can close it.
You're not.
It's okay. The Mandalorian is there for that.
Thank you,
Am I gonna-
Mandalorian Papa.
Dylan, am I really in this position of being the dad of the group?
Sorry, man. When you're 3 levels above everyone else, it tends to happen. Well, wait, no.
When
5,
you're
6,
3
7.
levels
Yeah,
above
3 levels
everybody else,
above everyone else, that tends to happen.
and literally the researcher.
Uh, Dylan, I always wondered what would the Jedi think if they managed to catch me at the rifle age of 3, take me from my father, and measure my midichlorian count. I always wonder what they would think of that.
You probably at this point would have been the first seat in the Jedi Council.
That is an amazing thought.
Wait. As in Grandmaster?
No, sorry, second. My mistake.
Second. I know I would have been stronger at that age even now, but I know if I went in at like 14, Dylan, I don't think I would have been that much stronger, would I? With Yoda around.
Meanwhile, in the
No.
background, Kroll is trying to practice how to use a shield and a lightsaber at the same time.
Yeah, Yoda would not
So,
have let me get strong.
question: do you want to actually activate the saber and use it, or do you just?
I'm
use, like,
gonna keep working on it until I know for a fact it's in working order. For now, I'm just practicing. I don't want to accidentally cut a hole in my ship, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you just kind of practice. Do you use your pit droids as kind of like a?
No, I'm just using fucking, like, a stack of boxes. I'm just kind of tapping it. Every time I knock it over, I have the pit droids put it back up, though, you know?
Free slave labor.
Oh, as a note, though, I am going to mark I am going to mark down the pit droids by number. I'm going to mark the first 3 in red ink, though, because those are the ones that are fucked up and a little weird. And then I'm going to mark the rest in normal black ink, assuming that the rest of them are fine.
Yes. Actually, the numbered ones that are 3, 2, 6 are actually more efficient than all of them.
Wait, 2 is more efficient? He's one of the ones marked in red, then.
No, 1 through 3, stupid, dumb. Don't use them.
Oh.
Sorry, 4 to 6 are very efficient.
Okay, noted.
Hey, Dylan. How well could I help Puterton with his sword and shield style?
I don't know.
Because I know I have, 95% of all lightsaber knowledge, including Sith and Jedi in my head.
Yeah.
Sorry about the bang.
He is. I would say there's actually a Mandalorian form that would suit him best, and that's it's kind of like the Roman style.
Oh, sick! I get to learn Mandalorian combat. That's fun.
I could actually teach him to do it.
You are his plaything, Pewter. I'm just letting you know that now.
Oh, I'm well aware, but part of training is being the master's plaything.
Hey,
when we
Dylan.
Shit.
hit the year time skip after like we situate all of these stories and timeline and then center back onto the main plot, during that like year or two, you will
Oh,
learn
no.
a lot.
Noted.
And I get to be ever closer to Windows level. Hey, Dylan.
Mhm.
Peterton has been shown an aptitude for searing and precognition, correct?
Stone,
Yes.
not ton. I know it's kind of late to correct you on that, but you know that's just the thing.
I know. I'm still gonna get it wrong, so don't try.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's autistic.
Respect it.
Literally. That I do it on purpose because it sounds better to me. I could help him with that, couldn't I, Dylan? Because I know both of those abilities.
If you want to shorten it, you can just call me Pewter, as I know most people do.
Mm,
The fuck are the
but
rest of these goddamn batteries?
But I could help him with those two abilities. I could teach it to him, actually.
I can't find them. Wait, no, I remember where I put them.
You there,
Thank
Dylan?
you, rope memory.
Yeah. I think this will most likely be a good place to end it because once we hit the next part, it's an immediate like feet on the ground you run.
What? But we're just dropping shit. I'm literally not even gonna land on the planet.
No, that was a metaphor. That wasn't an actual.
Okay, noted.
Boots on the ground type of thing.
Yeah, like the metaphor goes like the second your feet hit the ground, it's if we stop
Got it.
midway through that, it's a huge cliffhanger. This is kind
Fucking
of the transition part. You going from
noted.
the ship, training, and then going to the planet where shit hits the fan.
Oy. Again, not landing on that planet. Everything's being put into drop pods.
He knows. He knows.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure. So that means space combat! Yay! I get to use my crazy awesome ship.
So wait, Dylan, why does Anduli think I know about Torquata? I mean, I do, but I'm confused.
He knows that you know.
When you were talking about when you two were talking about like older areas, you made a sly comment about something that I believe the exact words you said was something along the lines of well, there was this one race, but not a lot of people know about them.
Ah, okay.
And
But
that's
that does not narrow it down, though, Dylan.
it doesn't, but for him it did, since you guys were talking about a race that lived on Korriban hundreds of thousands of years ago
That does
that
not.
he knew about.
That did not make it narrow. That does not make narrow down because there were many races that lived on there, Dylan.
No, you guys were talking about the original Sith Korriban races, the Sith.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
And
But the
you
Ricotta
made the
never lived there.
comment. Yeah, no, the Ricotta's never lived there. But he was talking about another race that left huge traces of technology places. He was the one that said something about Tython having having some giant unearthed rune on it that he wanted to go check out. And you said something about a race, but not a lot of people know about him, and that's where he connected the dots.
And
That you knew about them.
does he keep a whole list of like questions he's going to be asking me, Dylan, when he gets back?
Oh, absolutely. Dude, why do you think the
Because-
notebook is for?
Because Dylan, I'm not going to lie, I feel like he's had plenty of opportunities to do it right now.
The fact that he's keeping it physically is what impresses me, because that means he's really trying to keep it hidden.
It's just going to be a session with Anduli, Brandon, maybe you guys. Mace Windu's going to elect a council of immediate affairs, and it'll be your guys' job to solve these type of things.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like all of you in a room, and it's just going to be a session of, okay, How did the galaxy form? You gotta know that.
Hey, Dylan, you said that my knowledge goes all the way back to 100,000 BBY, correct?
One more time.
You said that my knowledge goes all the way back to 100,000 BBY, correct?
Yes.
So technically, Dylan, I'm Padme's wet dream.
Don't get me started on that. She's an interest, but don't get me started on that.
Wait,
not-
hold on,
I
hold
am
on, hold
not-
on. She doesn't
I
have
am-
she doesn't have a boyfriend?
No, her and Anakin are broken up.
Yeah, I know that, but she didn't like rebound?
No,
Oh my
Actually,
god.
rebound.
Hey, Brandon,
not fucking her.
guess who just joined the competition?
There is no competition. You
There is. There is now. You better block down Padme before I show up.
She's more likely to try to screw me than you.
I know that,
Actually,
but I don't care.
she had to deal with Anakin for a little while, and he was a very strong, not quite level-headed. So she will branch out. She will rebound from someone who doesn't fit his aspect.
To a
And
somewhat closer to his to a calmer guy, you know?
Dylan, I
Anakin
honestly,
rebounded hard, even though he's the one that broke up with her. It rebounded straight to Ahsoka.
Dylan, I don't know how she's of interest to me. To my knowledge, she'd rather not.
I'm gonna use her
No.
for like
No,
political
she is-
games.
she
It's gonna
is
be fun.
not. I mean, she is like she will entertain the idea, but she would rather not be with you when she can
Oh.
use you as a political token. I'm talking about Brandon, not you.
Yay!
Dylan, my character already knows she's going to try to do that.
That doesn't matter. The point
Yes,
is,
it does, because I have blackmail on the Republic. I can blackmail quite drive yards.
look, the point is, I'm gonna end up fucking Padme, and it's going to be amazing. Let's go.
Ew. But yeah, no, Dylan, like...
How the fuck did I manage that?
Yeah, but Dylan, yeah, I will not allow her to do that to me. I will cease all communications with her, Dylan.
Well, she got rebound to somebody. Might as well be the rich Gungan Chad.
Like, I may not be talking to her, Dylan, but I will make sure it doesn't happen again.
Dude, I don't want to like fuck her and leave her. I want to start a serious relationship. I'm just talking big.
Yeah, her experience with relationships isn't good, especially since her first one was with Anakin.
Hey, I know. But then why can't I be the good rebound to show her, hey, this is how a relationship's supposed to work?
We'll see.
You're not supposed to, do something for each other just because,
You're gonna have competition because Anthony wants to screw her too.
just because you want to keep each other calm. You're supposed to do stuff for each other because you love each other.
She knows that.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm gonna
Wait, are
be
you
the first
talking
one to
about
ever
the
actually do it for her because I get the feeling Anakin was a selfish lover.
No, he
Don't
did
tell
it
him
for
I
her.
said that.
No, he did it for her.
I don't know.
He did.
Once you go Gungan, you never go back.
I don't know. I feel like if you do Mandalorian, there is no going back.
You know what? That's a fair
Not that
point.
you can't, because I honestly, Dylan, I'm surprised there's not pornos of people cosplaying as Mandalorian men at this point.
Oh, there already. Yeah, dude, there is. What are you talking about? There's literally a Brazier
he
show
is.
about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, not even a joke.
I meant in Star Wars.
Well, too bad, because that exists too now. We just decided it in this campaign, right, Dylan?
Never let
Damn.
me get onto a board to write for Star Wars. Never, because I will make it a thing.
Dylan, if my character sees a whole VCR tape just filled with pornos of just people cosplaying as Mandalorian men to have sex with women, I'm going to lose it, and I'm going to find them, and I'm going to lynch them by their foreskin.
Wait, Mandalorians don't clip? Lucky sons of bitches.
Like, I will lynch them.
Wish I was unclipped. Also, we're talking nonsense now, and I'm still running the stream. I'm gonna stop this before it gets out of hand. It's already getting out of hand, I know, but still. All right,
Now
adios,
there-
goodbye, and sayonara. Good night.